Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2 playing our city of Walden, and we are now a thriving metropolis. I don't even remember reaching this goal. We only have 4 left until we reach Megalopolis, which is so exciting. All right, so in the last part, we built out this beautiful golf course. It's called the Two Hairy Women Golf Course. Thank you to whoever is named Two Hairy Women on YouTube and left the last comment on my channel. You got lucky. So today, I want to fill out this area. I want to just like complete this. So then we've got development kind of all the way around this entire zone. Why are you guys having so many people? Are there any hearses coming to help? Because it looks like you're all dead, but I don't see any hearses. If I just click on this house, waiting for a hearse. Now, what is so frustrating is that you guys have multiple hearse options. We have the crematorium, which is right here. It's this huge area. But then you also have that's the Pala Park. We have this crematorium here. Have you dispatched any people? Processing vehicles in use 1. You're returning. Donde? Why are you over there? Why would you be on the highway if these are your areas? And I almost want to take it off of here. Right? But then, do you even have a crematorium? You do. You have the Bailey Regional, which can come over here. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Maybe they'll solve themselves. I'm not worried about it. I do think I can also just come in and go like this and like delete the dead bodies. So maybe that's what we'll do. I want to get this area done today. I feel like that has to be the goal. We need to clean this all up. So we've got the Two Hairy Women's Golf Course, and we already have a grid structure here. So I think we're going to keep this really super simple, and we're going to just take that grid all the way out. What is the distance here? If I go from here to here, we've got like 80.1 meters. What a very specific number of meters we've got. Let's do bikes on both sides. Let's turn on our contour lines. Let's connect this guy up. Honestly, you're going to go straight on out to here. No, you're not. Yeah, you are. Are you? I think I want to have this bridge up and over. So maybe what we do, let's remove that section of Ivy Street and let's first start with this. We're going to give it grass on both sides. And we're going to send this kind of straight up to here. I just need to go up to 10 because I think 10 is going to let me cross over. It will. Beautiful. Cross right on over here. And we're going to bring it back down. And then I want to get not that harsh of an angle. What if we try to get it to 5? Can I even... I know I can make that happen on this side because nothing's happening over here. But like, can I actually make that happen on this side? Can you get to 5? Oh, you can. All right, grow to 5. Great. So now we've got access over this highway and we have access under this highway, which this gives us just an additional road here that I think could be of value. And for the sake of just making sure like they're useful, I'm going to connect them. Eventually all that will also expand and grow. Now let's just finish this area out. Is this its own district? It is not. We have Anchor Ward. We have Cap Way. We've got our Citizens Coast here. We have the golf course. I think this whole thing is just going to be one district kind of all right here in this area. So let me just get all this mapped out. Bam. What do we got? Garnet Terrace. We'll leave it. That sounds great. So now we have another district here, which is phenomenal. We do have a number of people who say they don't have enough customers, but we also need more work, more businesses and more places to work. No, like if I look here, 9.4%. I think in the next part, I've got to start upgrading some buildings because we're going to definitely need some more places for people to work. But I think today is going to be all about getting ourselves some additional residential in here. So let's go ahead and expand this. I mean, if I was to go at the 90, it would basically line up perfectly with the section that then becomes the bridge. Most of this is going to be a grid. Let's just do this really quick. This will not take all that long. This is a bike road. So I'm going to extend that bike road, but we're only going to extend it maybe to here. So I can make sure there's an area here that just has trees. And then I think we're going to take that bike road and we're going to go north and south with it. We'll send it straight over here and we'll send it straight down here as well and connect it up and in. Okay, so now I got this like weird little block here. That could also have some businesses along it. We'll figure out exactly what's going to go there. Technically, there is another road here. We had Cedar Street. And I like the idea of what's happening here where we've got this like 2-lane road, but it's actually a 4-lane because there's parking on this side, but a large sidewalk on this side. And I would like to maybe replicate that like over in this area somehow. I don't exactly know how I want to do that, but at least for here, we know that we want to go out 80-ish units. And someone said if I turn off these last two, we should be fine. Let's go to 80, which is right here. And then I'm just going to give this all a grid structure. Sorry, everybody trying to use these roads. They don't exist anymore. I'm going to go up one more so that I can stay at the 80. And then this will be where our bike lane is. That kind of cuts all the way through here. So I think that's kind of where that grid structure is going to end. You are condemned. So get out of here. If someone else wants to build there, they're welcome to. And they immediately do. We love to see it. We love to see it. Let's extend this guy straight on up. And then we're going to turn off our bikes. And we're going to go, how far over is this? 112? Can I even get 112? I can. All right, 112 at the 90 from here. And then I do think I want to have an additional connection here, which I think is just going to go straight on out. Just like so. We'll leave this unconnected so that we've got, not so many intersections. Do I want to connect this? I don't. I like this little alleyway situation we've got going on. Let's grab this alleyway. Let's send it straight up to here. And then I'm going to send it over. And I'm going to send it over this way. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll send it up to here. We'll actually even give it a slight curve this way. And send it to here. And then we'll send this maybe out this way. It's going to be a tight little set of neighborhoods. So we'll have that there. This is going to be kind of like a little green passage here. I do think I wouldn't mind having maybe a pedestrian. I don't know if I want a pedestrian street. That feels maybe a little aggressive. But what if we just did like a nice pedestrian path? We'll do continuous. It'll come up here, and it's going to connect right into here. And then we'll also have one that kind of comes down from here. Maybe that was too aggressive of a turn. Comes down from here to here, and then curves right into here. That way you've got connections into these areas. I don't exactly know why it's doing that. Which I don't love the clipping. Let's see if we can make that work without clipping. It looks like we can. Okay, so now we've got a little connection there into the Two Hairy Women Golf Course, the THW. It's iconic in this region. We love it there. Let's then just kind of copy this. All of these are UK low-density terraced housing. If I just grab UK low-density terraced housing, we go to Platter, and I think we start with these side roads. There's only one option there, but there are a few options at the 3 for size. So let's do this. Let's place this here. Place this here. We're going to just fill this up with housing. Oh my gosh, it's already becoming fall. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we've got some houses that are like struggling because I've overzoned them. But now we've got some semblance of like what's going to happen here. This is definitely going to be like a business commercially strip. I think we got to figure out what's going to happen in this area too. And then in this section, these were the low density semi-detached housing. If I come over here, that's this guy, low density semi-detached. And yeah, we did just a lot of these smaller guys. There's a lot that are this size, which does technically fit in here. Like I could do a few of these, and there are apparently 8. So there's a lot of room for these types of houses. We could do a 3 for here. And then we do some 2s along here. Now, with all of those zoning in here, I also like that we did this. This is the Netherlands medium density housing. And I like that we kind of intersperse that in certain blocks. It made things feel a little bit larger. So let's do this. Let's grab the Netherlands medium density housing. I'm honestly just going to, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take the zoning off of this and leave it all here. Yeah. Let's just zone it in on its own. It's only going to go 3 deep. That's perfect. I almost want to do the same thing here, but I'm not going to futz with it too much. And then we've got some of these little tiles. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything small in here without ruining something else. But like I could sneak little buildings in between the other buildings. Like right here, you don't have anything back there. Are you serious? Like you're out of your mind. What if I was to do 3 of these right here, just like that? And you know what? Give me 4. We're going to go for 4. We can make this work. It's our build. Anything is possible if you just believe. They're not all going to fill in. That's okay. Okay, so we got all this in here. Let me get rid of these guys that are acting like the world's against them. Oh, my word. Can you guys chill? If you're going to have problems every time you build, then just don't build there. All right, you know what? You know what this is telling me? You guys keep complaining. So I think this whole block is actually going to be something different. I think this whole block is going to go 3 back and be a bunch of these little townhomes. We're going to do a row there. We're going to do a row here. We're going to do this row here, and we're going to do this row here. And then there is going to be a pathway that connects right between the two. Don't snap to the side of buildings. And instead just cross right on through there like that. You guys are going to complain too. Great, you can go. You're going to complain too. Great, you can go. You guys can go. All that can go. And we will do this my way, which is going to include this right here. And then this right here. Another set here right in the middle. All by its lonesome. Okay. There we go. So we're getting all this development in. That looks great. We'll put trees down in a minute. I do want to focus on this tram stop. So if we look, I like the current tram network we have. We've got 2 stops here. And the next stop is not until all the way over here. I wouldn't mind... Oh, we have a stop here. We have a stop here. Honestly, I was going to say I wouldn't mind having 1 more stop in the middle here, but I wonder if that's too many. I honestly... Whoa, it became fall so fast. I wonder if that actually works better. It's kind of a bit more reduced in how many people are on it. Like this has 12 people on it. Not having as many stops is probably to everyone's benefit. It's going to let the tram move faster. You have 12. You have 21. Yeah, I say we leave it. I say we leave it. Someone's already dead here, which is incredible. I don't know if anyone's coming for them. We're going to give you services in a minute. Now, Anchor Ward is pulling from the cemetery that's over here. This cemetery is serving basically this entire side, which is less than ideal. I honestly would like this cemetery to maybe serve a smaller portion of the area, but we're making buku bucks, so I think we could absolutely place a ton of services in here. Before we do, though, I want to add in some additional businesses. So I'm thinking along this road, I kind of want to emulate what we did over here on Cedar Street. So I think what we ended up doing was we grabbed a 2-lane perpendicular parking. We're going to upgrade this whole road to have perpendicular parking. We're going to give this side all sidewalk, and then we're going to give it beautiful trees. Let's do the UK trees. Let's grab our chestnuts. Let's do them almost fully grown, and let's stick them onto the side of the road. Bam. But now we've got some parking that can then face onto this section of... Now we have parking here that can be in the rear of the businesses that are along this road. Now, I almost think we get rid of the zoning here, right? If I get rid of this, what happens? Could be worse. We do have some like open sections there. I like that more. So we're going to leave that. And I think I'm going to just try to let this do its own thing. I want to do the old town style apartment buildings. We're going to let them just zone in however they want. I hope they're not all exactly the same building. We do also need maybe a tiny, tiny bit of office. I would like to leave that alone. I could see there being some office buildings like right here. And again, I'm going to let them zone like all the way back. Like let's get some buildings in here. And then I think I would like to get a little gas station in the corner. So we're going to do that by hand. Gas. Come over here. Give me a nice large one. A 4x4 is kind of perfect. I am going to stick it to the side of the road. But what I want to do is I want to stick it like this. So you turn off of the main road. And then there's this parking lot right there. Yes, there we go. And that immediately filled with a business. We definitely need more petrochemical. All right, so all that's coming together. We can sneak paths in here. I know we can. We're going to do it. Let's go straight on through here. And then this one will be a large one. Turn all of this off. And we're just going to send this just like so. Okay. Beautiful. I think that's got to go. Seeing this right here, this all has to be that. This all has to be the medium density UK, or not UK, Netherlands housing. These are going to be weird in that they're not really facing the same direction, but just go with me on this journey. I think we take this, we turn this guy off, we grab the Netherlands housing, we go to platter. We know it only goes 3 deep. So we just go boop, and we let them fill in however they want, kind of like that. And then, because this whole area has so far become quite walkable, give them an alley there in the rear. Do the same thing here. Bam. It's a little bit more concrete and dense than I wanted, but it also doesn't immediately just give us this low density and then, you immediately shift into something higher. Wow, you guys are really struggling with death and need for hospital. I guess I should solve that like right now because this is kind of wild. You have no coverage. Understood. I almost, because it's a smaller area and I need to find some way to fill this center bit, what if there was like a nice little cemetery in here? Does this have upgrades? It does. We could add some additional ones over here. And we have this. I will never use that. But then this guy can be set to work just here. And if anyone dies at the golf course, you could go there as well. This guy's sending out hearses, which are going to go pick people up. We do need to address the need for hospitals. And I will say we have a hospital here. This is a medical clinic. It doesn't have many patients. Like, this is not far from here. I almost think it could also service this area just fine. But I do then think we could add in a smaller little clinic, like this little modern medical clinic. Kind of cute. And this road is becoming somewhat of a service road. Can I get you to snap here? I can. What upgrades do you have? This tacks onto it. This is a what? Additional clinic center and specialized treatment. Let's do specialized treatment, and then let's have this also service the Hairy Woman Golf Course. I do like this. It feels like it's a old-timey street. I think it needs trees. I think having trees along the road would go a long way in making this feel nicer. I also think I want to remove the parking from this side. You have some parking there available in the rear. I could see us maybe expand that to add additional parking, but I could also see us going back over here, grabbing this with platter, right? Like there's a lot of options here for us. And we could do a few here, which immediately say they can't build, which is hysterical. You guys can build. Oh, no. I turned off the zoning. You can't build. There we go. Okay. Now they're all set up. And while we're here, we might as well just go ahead and put another one of these tiny paths. Look at all the people who just got off that tram. Or that trolley. That's great. I love that. Now, I don't want to get too detaily today. The goal here is to expand and grow. But that's already mad cute. Garnet Terrace has 2,000 residents. She ain't got no schools or nothing. I guess the question becomes like, does that Does that bother us that it has no schools over here? And also, look how terrible this is. There's nothing here. We're going to leave that like that because I think we got to think about services. Let's just dive into services. I would like not an incineration plant, but I've got some recycling here. We've got incineration over here. We have nothing down here. I would like something else over here, and I feel like this could be an area for it. If we look at our wind patterns, the wind is blowing this way, but no one's really living here. And if I come over here, let's look at pollution. Let's look at pollution. This is going to tell me everything I need to know. All right. Incinerators, they go very far. Like if I place an incinerator here, all of this area, which is supposed to be fancy, would be ruined. But if you look at the recycling bin, there's a little bit of pollution around it, the recycling plant, but not all that much. So I think we could probably get away with a recycling center, maybe tucked in here somewhere. I mean, we might as well just do this. Purchase those. Like maybe, oh, you know what? The recycling center could go kind of right in this area. And then it would use these local roads to get into this part of the city. And although it would be spreading some pollution, that pollution would be going kind of along the highway, which is already pretty polluted as it is. All right. Yep. Nope. Done. We're doing that. We have a Japanese recycling center, industrial waste processing site, high ground, high air, whereas these have low air. I like the low air. This is the Japanese one. And I did not build the Japanese one before. Does the Japanese one have any upgrades? It does not. See, that's not going to work because I do want to have some upgrades on this. And yes, this is a service related to this area, so this is totally acceptable to build right now. At least I think so. I think we're going to have this here. Actually, it's going to go right along the side of the train. Just like that. Then we have garbage truck depot, which can just tack on. We have the storage extension, additional building, and then we also have these hazardous waste collection pits. Okay. Okay. Here's how this is going to work. Snap this to the side of this building. Take off the biking and just have it be straight. We're going to have this road go here. And then we're going to also send this road along this side. Then the storage extension is going to go along this side here too. Okay, so now we've got like this much larger setup. But then behind here, I would like this to be positioned here, but have it face the other way. So let's do it this way. Let's expand this out. Let's expand this over. And then can I rotate this so it's facing this direction? Yes. Yes, we can. Oh, but I can't fit 3. I would have loved to have fit 3. But maybe we fit 1 here by its lonesome. We then use a alleyway to kind of sneak around this building. And maybe we have another road here just because. Like, because why not? I don't know. Sure. Let's do that. Maybe over here too could be some kind of smaller parking lot. Can I get away with that and like a small roundabout? We can. I think we're doing that. I think we're doing that. This would be able to process a ton. I don't know how much. 2,250 tons per month. Whereas this recycling center is only doing 1,500 tons per month. And honestly, that processing speed is starting to turn a little yellow. And this is still going to need power and electric because, or excuse me, power and water, because this is actually not connected because of this bridge. No, it is connected. Well, either way, I think we also give us another transformer station over in this area. Like this has become a little bit of a kind of industrial zone for this side of the city. And frankly, while we're at it, let's just go ahead and make it a little industrial zone. If you have this road here, send this straight on up to here. Just go straight. Straight on up to here. Send this over at the one... Oh, can we do 145 and not look weird? I think we can. And then I'm going to have a alleyway go through there. And then we come from here and we just go straight on out like this. And I can just get rid of this extra piece. Which just makes me think, like, do we just upgrade this and it just be a road? Which I think also works just fine. Then I think let's trust the process here. Let's trust the game a little bit. Let's just give this a little bit of industrial and see what happens. I can't guarantee any of it's going to be good. I can't guarantee we're going to like what we see. But we got to use this little corner. And so we might as well. Let's turn the zoning off of this road. That way the zoning is on this road. And then right here, we can maybe like step back a little bit and allow some buildings to develop there. And then right here in the middle, we're not getting too detaily, but I think I'm going to do this and just give it a surface. And you know what? I'm looking at this again. Grab this one-way road, put it on continuous. And right from here, this is going to go straight on out. And then this is going to connect up just like this. But we will remove all the crosswalks. So if you wanted to just like kind of exit out of here real quick, you could just go right over this direction, head on out. We might even be able to briefly upgrade this section into a 2-lane and merge it into one. Oh my God. This is working today. This is working today. It does not always work. And today she is working. Now I do need to be mindful of not really ground pollution, but air pollution. But I mean, looking at where the arrows are going, the arrows are pointing this way. This arrow is in line with the arrows going here. And because we have this huge buffer zone, that's not going to impact any of those houses. There's just no way. So I think we're going to be just fine there. Wow, already loving this center. Already loving this. All right, so that's another servicing this area. We do desperately need schools. Now, if I check, our modern high school is not totally full. Modern high school is right here, and I thought across the street was an elementary school. No, there is one right here. This is serving Sylvester and Anchor Ward. Do you have another elementary school? You don't. That's the only one we have. There's currently how many children here? 549. I know it's not really based on children. It's based on so I think uneducated need elementary. Poorly educated need high school. Educated need college. College need university. Highly educated don't need anything. So we have 549 people here who would be eligible. And there would be 1,280 people here who are eligible for elementary, which means we've got like 1,700 people currently before all these really, these new buildings upgrade that would be eligible. And so why don't we try to find a bigger school? USA Southwest Elementary School, 1,000 students. EE High School. Oh, are they all kind of mixed up? Mediterranean, I don't want that one. Urban Elementary, I like. It would also give us like a little bit of height, which could kind of be nice. 1,200. This EE Elementary School, I think, is just so good. Like, just as a building, this is so, so nice. And honestly, hold on. I didn't know where this road was going. This is a road maintenance depot. So, like, yeah, there's trucks loading here, but on this side, relatively quiet. All the cars parked on this road does tell me we are in need of, like, some type of parking infrastructure for these people. I'm half tempted to sneak one of these in here somewhere. What is here now? Just this. If I made a very rash decision and just deleted that and placed this here instead. Just gave it an upgrade. Yeah, because that kind of matches the density we have here. Like it keeps that all going. Okay, that's helpful. But this school would also want some parking, which we could place right here. All right, it's nothing fancy, but I put a little fence around the whole thing. We've got this little area elevated, and now we just got a beautiful little parking lot for our elementary school. So that should mean if I were to take Garnet Valley, they could enroll here at this high school. And I think we originally had some plan of making like a little campus area. That's obviously not going to happen now. We have room for what? 750 more? So if I go here and we look at our residents, ooh, there's 824 poorly educated. And this area is only going to grow. So I guess it does need its own high school as well. There is the EE High School, which, wait a minute, is that what that is? I think that might be the modern. The EE High School holds only 250 students. But hold on. First of all, would it fit right here? If I don't snap to road, can this building sneak in here? Oh, come on. It's so close. There's like 1 pixel where it switches from one road to the other. Oh, that's so close. I mean, I guess down here it would work fine. Yeah, it's just because that particular block gets a little bit smaller. All right. So then do this. Stick it along this road here. What was this building? The clinic? Maybe we have this. I want to spread it out. I do like when they're spread out a bit because like they're just not all clumped together. This can also get, first of all, only work in this district, an extension wing, and a sports hall, which can go onto the back or be tacked on somewhere else entirely. I think what I'd love to do with this is bring a road along the side here of this building. Right? It's going to look a little funky, but go with me on this idea. I think this is going to be cool. We're going to then place this back here. Maybe here. And then behind here, is this going to fit? Oh, it's so close. It's so close. I guess we could do a tiny little parking ride situation. I wanted this. I wonder if I move this over to here, I don't think the spacing works. This would fit right in the middle. And this can't really fit here. Oh, everything is just like, it's so close to working, but just far enough. Okay, let's turn off snap to road. Let's rotate. These people's houses, I mean, they're apartment buildings, so the fact they're coming right up to the back of the school is not a problem. There are apartment buildings above schools. That didn't mess anything. You're so full of it. You're so full of it. If we do that, and then we rebuild this road. Okay, can this... If this works, this is going to be great. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be so upset. All right, I need everything off except for snap to the side of the building. It's apparently not going to let me do it here. So we're going to just slightly offset it. Then this should be able to go in here. Just like this. Okay. So now we've got like our sports hall and this. And then there might be enough room for a dedicated parking lot. Oh. If I had I mean, I do have a microphone, but if I had a microphone I could drop, I would drop it. Because that's exactly what we wanted to see here, people. Let's expand this out. I don't like that there's like just an empty plot here. And I do wonder if I'm able to sneak in like a tiny little park if I don't stick it to the road. There has to be that way. Wait a minute. It does look like if I do this right, it just lets me do it. So we're going to do that. Okay, great. So there's that. We've got schools. We've got trash. We've got healthcare and deathcare, fire and police. I'm not as pressed about these. If I look at the fire station. The fire station's here. No, the fire station's right here. But it's small. But, like, this is a straight shot. They would just drive straight on down. So I think the fire station that we're using an anchor ward is going to work just fine. The police station we're using an anchor ward, again, straight shot. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then you're into Garnet Terrace. So, like, I think having that go that direction makes total sense to me. This is already looking great. I don't need more of those buildings. We could think about doing like a government building. I don't ever build the kindergarten. That could be an option. There's also the welfare office, which if we look, I'm providing absolutely zero welfare to 100% of my citizens. I don't know if I ever realized I was doing that. There's also the Japanese health and welfare office, which I don't want all these services kind of clustered together. And then there's like the generic welfare office. This is big, but I could see us having a welfare office as like a means to fill out this area. Oh, it doesn't have any additions. I guess I thought it had add-ons. It's so big. It's so big. But it does satisfy this entire half of the build. It could also be something we put over here. Let's not use this one. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just realizing I've completely forgotten this entire section of the game. We already have a city hall. Yeah, we have that city hall there. We did also unlock. We did not unlock the central bank yet. I think we do the Japanese. Just because I think this is a cool looking building. And I kind of like the idea that it would be near the school. But I do want to have some fields. So maybe it can't go right there. It doesn't fit in the center of any of these buildings here. Or any of these zones. Unless I was to get rid of a connecting road. And this is technically a main street. So getting rid of a connecting road here for a city service building is not the end of the world. Especially if the city service building right here also function as having like a little bit of green space. And then we put a very healthy parking lot right next door. And in the rear here, we could also do more parking. Or I think we just do a line of trees, to be totally honest with you. Give them a bit more space than that, maybe 15 meters. But just kind of fill up that whole block with something larger. It makes me feel like these guys just need to be additional zoning. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. All of that can stay. Let's go ahead and do this. It's only going to fill in a little bit there at the front. But then clear this and clear this. We're going to do a 3 for here, a 3 for here, a 3 for here. Bring it down to 2. It's saying it's going to interfere with that building, but it's magically not going to interfere with the other ones. Can we do this without snapping 2, and can I just force it to work? Is there one section here? No, there's not even one tile. Sometimes this game likes to irk Minerva. Irk Minerva. So all of that's zoning in. That's beautiful. We do need some type of sports field. There's the golf course. Oh, we don't want to do the golf course again. We just did that. I wouldn't mind doing another American football field, but that doesn't make sense if we're behind an elementary school. So I do think I have to do soccer fields. And I would like to have 2 of them. And here's what I want to do. I want to have a road kind of come down the middle here from the avenue. Go and connect to the avenue. And cross in the front and over to the parking lot. So it kind of all connects up and in. But then this would rotate. That way it looks like it's one larger complex. I'm not going to connect all this up. In fact, I'm comfortable maybe just coming in here and doing some trees. And by some, I mean a decent amount. We know how I do. I suffocate the trees. But I think it looks the best. Let me actually just put trees around both of these sides too. I think I just need to fan these out a little bit. That looks way better. Okay. Ooh, she's coming together. Now, these guys don't need any type of fancy schmancy zoning or anything like that. I don't need any of this. We do need to think about this. We have a tram here. That's wonderful. There is a subway here. I am going to expand the subway. I know people complain that these are really close, and maybe where you live they are, but our subways are very close in Philadelphia. So I have no issue with multiple subways near each other. None at all. What is this one? The Subway Plaza? Is that what I want? That's a little grand. I just need like an underground subway stop. And like subways are right next to houses. Like this is just normal. This is the way of life out here in these streets. I guess there could be something said that like the subways in Philly are very close together in the like center city. Like in downtown. But even still, this ain't too bad. Let's do continuous. And let's go from here to here. Oh, wait. Actually, no, I don't want continuous. I want subways. Complex. From here to here to here. There's our complex. And now we can take this subway line, expand it over, and expand this to connect up on both ends. So now we've got even more connectivity for our subway. That's great. What about buses? How are we feeling about buses? I know we have a bus. We have a bus here, this orange line. I forget it makes all those noises. We have this orange line that goes up and down here, and that's wonderful. There's also this blue line that goes down and around this way. We have a subway and a tram kind of going east to west, if you will. But I could see value in maybe having like another bus line that leaves from here, comes out this way, and then cuts up. And the reason for that is like we already have this huge bus transfer station. So we might as well utilize it. And if you were to take this bus, the last stop on that bus could be over here by these education buildings as well as the like community center building or whatever it's called. So this would come out of here. It could share this stop. That's fine. It could then come over this direction and maybe stop here where the subway is. So it's going to pick up people who are also coming from the subway. Now, I want to be mindful that I think this is also a bike road. So I don't want to do that if it's the bike road. So I think the first stop for this bus, it stops here. Then it does go a little bit of a long trek. And it stops here. It's going to come up this way. It can stop right here, kind of in the center of the block. That way it's servicing, oh wait, no, is this a road? It's not. Okay. That way it's servicing the school, but also the fields and the community center. It could then even come over this direction and stop directly in front of the golf course before coming back down and stopping here, which doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to stop here because we have trams already, but but having the transfer opportunity would be a smart idea. So it could stop right here. There's a pathway here to transfer, and then it could kind of work its way back over to this guy, which means I'm coming off the road to go right back on the road, but at least I'm out of the way of the trolley or the tram. But you know what? No, I want another stop here because there's a lot of people that live here and there's another school here. So actually move this stop to here. There's still a path here, connections to these transfers. You'll come up here, and although it's going to be like kind of duplicative having a stop here and here, I don't want to stop on this road because we've got our buses. Nope, we've got our bikes. Then this is going to come back down this way, and instead of doing this weird turn, I'm going to have you go this direction to come down and do that. Well, you're all feeding in the same way, and we're staying out of the way of the tram. I do want to stay out of the way of the tram. Now, I'm realizing I did that, but I didn't have stops down, and so I didn't actually connect to any stops. Come over here. You're going to stop over here in front of this. This will need me to do anarchy. This is also, I will call out a loop, and I don't really do looping bus stops because then you need 2 of them. But I think where we are located, a loop makes some kind of sense. I know it's only going one way. I think I hate this bus setup. Oh, crap. I think I hate the bus setup. And I really wish there was an undo button in this game. Okay, we leave here. We share this stop. That's fine. Totally fine. It's a very, very hot stop. Everybody loves that stop. Then you come down this way. We can't stop on this road at all. So instead, I think this bus turns here and it comes down this way. It's only 1 block from a... Nope, it's not. It's not even near the subways. But it's going to come down here and it's also going to stop here. That way you've got 2 buses close to the subway. Then you're going to turn, you're going to stop here. You're going to go over here, you're going to stop here. And then you're going to come back. But on your way back, you're going to come back down this direction. You are also going to stop here in front of this facility. And you'll stop again, I guess, right here. And you're going to stop here. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's get rid of the ones we don't need. Like this bus stop, gotta go. This bus stop here, we're keeping. This bus stop here, we're keeping. We have decided that I would rather this be parking. We are starting to enter more suburbia area, so having it be parking is fine. And all of these people live kind of in the middle of 2 subway stops, so they can walk. Because I did have to walk a few blocks when I did live near a subway. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're going to go to here. You're going to go to here. That's 2 of them. Then... you're going to go to here. You're going to go to here. I mean, could I put this together in a weirder way? This needs to not do that. This needs to connect into here. And this needs to connect into here, which means this has to go as well as this. And then that's connecting here and then coming back around. Okay. Better yet. Better idea. Better idea. Hold on. As we're doing this, I like it more and more. Okay, this is going to turn here. And there is going to be a stop right here in the heart of all this industrial. Actually, on the return. And then instead of stopping here in front of this golf course, which I don't imagine there's going to be a ton of people stopping by, we're going to have it stop all the way out here. There. And I do want to keep this here because as people coming home from work will get off here, even though these might seem like they're too close. That makes total sense. Only downside is this is like smack dab in the middle of the worst possible spot this could be. I guess it needs to go here. It is a bike road. I mean, some of them are going to be bike roads. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay. Ooh, she's coming together. Let me just give this a smattering of trees. And then I think we give it another like kind of once over and see what we think. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. And I did this by accident, but like if you notice, the spacing here is not a ton between the buildings. And we also, we transition really well from like the American style into like a mix. And then that, well, except for when like you notice that all the houses are, don't look too close. And then we come over here and we get kind of all into a totally different style, but they've got much larger yards here. So there's more space for trees, which makes sense because we're transitioning over into single family homes. Ooh, okay. I really like that. Now in the next part, we got to wrap up this. This whole coastline has got to be something, and I don't know what. Leave me comments of what you think the coastline should be. If I don't feel inspired, I probably won't build anything. So we may not actually come do this, but we have finally connected in all real means the city of Toll to the city of Walden. Like, we are fully connected along this entire side with suburbs and sprawl. And now it's time for us to continue doing that, I think, on the opposite side of the highway. But this is going so nicely. Capway, you're next. I might even build you off camera, Capway. I don't know what's going to happen with you yet, but we're going to figure it out. All right, guys. I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. And as I'm doing my outro, I am going to sit here and mess around with all of these. Oh, my gosh. I want Capway to go to there. Can we just do that? Can we just... That works. All right. Acceptable. All right, guys, I think that's where we're going to end this part here. A quick shout out to my channel members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the link in the description below to unlock custom emojis, loyalty badges, early access to videos, save game files, members only content, merchandise discounts, and more. And until next time, leave your questions, comments, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Lorelai, follow your dad out. I can't have your tippy taps. I can't edit them out.